No serious injuries. And England on the rack, bad to worse. Air display in Gloucestershire. The single-seat MiG-29 fighters collided in front of a crowd of 250,000 people at Fairford, near Swindon. 15 spectators were treated for shock. The pilots ejected safely.
The Russian MiG-29 Fulcrum fighters were flying aerobatics at the International Air Tattoo at RAF Fairford, claimed to be the world's largest military aviation display. The MiGs, Russia's most advanced fighter, were at about 1,000 feet, performing a series of crossover manoeuvres. These pictures, shot by a BBC team covering the display, show the plane coming in horizontally from the left, apparently clipping the wing of the other aircraft with its fuselage. The result was devastating and spectacular. Despite the instant inferno, there was only one minor scorching injury on the ground. Both pilots ejected immediately. One drifted to earth with a life raft still attached. One pilot suffered spinal injury, the other was only slightly hurt. Some amateur videos, slowed down, showed the catastrophic effect of what looked like a momentary loss of concentration by one of the pilots. And in another sequence shot by the BBC, both pilots have safely ejected 2 to 3 seconds after impact. Emergency teams rushed to douse fireballs fueled by the crashes. One within the airbase perimeter damaged a Hercules on the ground. The other came down in fields near a caravan site. Despite the destruction, with debris littering the airfield, safety regulations aimed at controlling air shows appeared to have done their job.
Well, the international rules now are very, very tight indeed. For example, it's no longer possible for participants to fly over the crowd line, nor even to fly towards the crowd line during their displays.
The air crews, said to be among Russia's best test pilots, were extraordinarily lucky. Both walked away. One, dazed, awaited help. The other, also a little shaken.
An international air show in Gloucestershire. Both pilots ejected and were only slightly injured. Their jets crashed in flames away from the crowds.
The two MiG-29 Fulcrum fighters were among the stars of this year's Fairford Tattoo, celebrating the RAF's 75th anniversary. They were well into a sophisticated aerial display when the accident happened, one MiG appearing to cut across the nose of the other. The pilot had barely 15 seconds to eject as his blazing aircraft plunged to the ground.
While I was filming, I was wondering where the planes were going to be landing, but I realised that they were going to be going into a side part of the actual base itself.
Absolute shock and horror. I've never witnessed anything like that. You see it on the news and it's not the same impact.
Miraculously, both Russian pilots had managed to eject in time. Although the base declared a full-scale emergency, it soon became clear that injuries among the thousands, both in and around RAF Fairford, had been minimal.
15 persons on site have been treated at the casualty centre for such things as a shock. In the main, one lady did suffer scorch injuries.
Tonight, both Russian aircrew are being treated at RAF Fairford's own hospital. The wreckage of their aircraft lies where it fell, still sealed off, as a full investigation gets underway. Robert Hall, ITN, Gloucestershire.
Kent